Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, it's Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things nerdy through a common sense lens. And I love me some big, stompy robots, boys and girls, from like the Mech games that I played on the computer way back in the day, during my childhood, to some of the more modern stuff that we've done. Like, I absolutely loved Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. That game was an absolute blast. I just love it. And I'm always get excited when I see new big, stompy robot games come out. I love Mech Warriors. Like, I did one of the Mech Simulator things that they do at one of our local cons. The guys always roll it out, and I absolutely love doing the Mech Simulator. It's so much fun to go in there with the controls and everything else. And it was funny because I was going through there and I was looking at the I love telling this story. Trust me, we're gonna get to the exciting Pacific Rim news here in just a minute. But let me tell you my story here real quick. So I love it because I go there to kind of look at the guy's list of mechs, and I'm like, I'm like, you ain't got a Titan? And he's like, oh, you've played this before. I'm like, oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I love me some big stompy mech stuff, right? Absolutely. I love the first Pacific Rim movie. I thought it was great. I absolutely loved it. I mean, Charlie Hunnam and Idris Elba absolutely killed it in that movie. They were absolutely fantastic. The movie was so much fun. I didn't hear great things about the second one, so I didn't really bother. I didn't want my love for the first one to be tainted by that kind of thing. But needless to say, boys and girls, now that the Wicked Witch of MGM Amazon Prime over there, Jennifer Salke, is officially gone, I am at least given the ability to be cautiously optimistic about new projects that come out of that studio. And one of those that I am, at least at this time, cautiously optimistic about that is, boys and girls, the Pacific Rim series is now landing over there at Amazon. More fighting robots are on their way, courtesy of Legendary, which I love Legendary's movies too. Are they always top tier? Are some of the stories absolutely crazy and wild? Yes, absolutely. I mean, that one about the fallen angel that came down to save the child, and you had all the other crazy angels coming out and trying to fight him. I can't remember the name of that movie, but I absolutely loved it. I've watched it several times. So coming from Legendary does good stuff. And then you combine it with the resources of Amazon, MGM, and all of the money that they've got behind this stuff. I mean, we could have some, if nothing else, even if the story's crap, we could get some really cool fight scenes with a big stompy robots and monsters and kaijus and all that kind of stuff. I think that would be fun. And it's one of them situations where I'm at least trying to be cautiously optimistic about a few things now that the Wicked Witch is officially gone over there at Amazon MGM, exactly as she rightly deserves. So we're going to check out this article from a Hollywood Reporter, getting all of the juicy details of who's behind this as well, which I think leads us a credence to at least have a little bit more cautious optimism on this whole thing. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing. We just crossed 1,800, sailing our way towards 1,900, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down, letting know what you think about this. Does Jennifer Salke's exit from Amazon MGM give you hope that some of the projects that are going green light and talked about are actually going to end up being good, or is it just like all of the rest of Hollywood where you're like, you know what, I don't trust them, they're probably going to end up ruining it, and it's probably going to be a disastrous dumpster fire just like everything else they do? Let us know what you think about that in the comment section down below. If you'd like to support the channel and become a member and get your name at the end credits of every single one of these videos as well at our live streams as well, please check out the link in the description down below. All right, from the Hollywood Reporter, who wrote this one? Tommy Maglio. Thank you, Tony. Either way, thank you for writing the article, Tony. Legendary's Pacific Rim series has landed at Amazon MGM. The two studios will adapt the IP together, with Legendary in first position, which means they basically control the show, right? That's kind of what they're due. They get first rights and all of that kind of stuff. They're the ones that decide kind of how things kind of run and all of that kind of stuff. So that you like seeing that. Like I said, Legendary's got a good track record for Amazon's Prime Video streaming service. The Pacific Rim TV project, currently in development, is the first from Legendary's first-look television deal with Eric Heiser and his Chronology banner. Heisner will write and executive produce the series, and we'll get a little bit into the history of Heisner here in just a second as well, but write and executive produce the series. And I like that kind of thing, too. I like it when the writers are involved in the production side of things. If he's going to executive produce and write, you keep that all in one little spot. You're not having this like story by committee kind of nonsense that we've seen absolutely destroy a lot of other programs and a lot of other stories and IPs and things like that. So I like that. It's kind of like how Taylor Sheridan does it with all of his Yellowstone verse and all the different things that he does in the Sheridan verse. So it's that kind of same like there, and I like that. It generally works best. Let the creatives be their creatives and let them run their show and give them what they want. Trust them to do their job that you hired them for and paid them hundreds of millions of dollars in some cases for. So just let them do their thing. So the Pacific Rim universe first launched in 2013 with the Guillermo del Toro directed feature film of the same name, which was absolutely phenomenal. The title was since expanded into animated television, Pacific Rim: The Black. Has anybody seen that? Is it that good or not? Should I give that a shot? Let me know in the comments section down below. Comic books, novels, gaming, and toys. In 2018, Steve S.D. Knight wrote and directed a second feature film in the franchise Pacific Rim Uprising, which did not do well at the box office, boys and girls. It did not do very well at all. The original Pacific Rim, starring Idris Elba, Charlie Herman, Rinko Kurchi, Charlie Day, and Bern Gorman. Together, they fought on an ongoing war between humankind and monstrous sea creatures. Victory was not enough, we guess, since the fight raged on just 5 years later in Uprising with John Boyega, Scott Eastwood, Kaylee Spannon, yada yada yada. The son of Elba's character from the OG film, yada yada yada. Kichi Day and Gorman reprised their roles. Pacific Uprising marked DeKnight's debut as both a feature writer and director. DeKnight makes all the Spartacus stuff 4 stars. Oh, okay, so it had the potential to be good. I guess they just couldn't pull it off very well. Who knows? Eisner, and this is the Eisner, right? This is the guy that's going to be the executive producer and the guy actually writing and everything, right? Eric Eisner. So this is some of his history right here. So Eisner most recently served as the showrunner and executive producer and writer of the Netflix fantasy series Shadow and Bone, which for Shadow and Bone, especially for some of the fans out there that I've heard from that actually read the books, it was just kind of okay. I did watch the Shadow and Bone series that was produced by that Canadian company years ago, and I really enjoyed that one too. So, but like I said, I heard mixed things about that one, which obviously is based on the book on the best-selling Grishrift novels, obviously. Previously, he wrote Dennis Villeneuve's directed sci-fi thriller Arrival, starring Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, which I did enjoy that. Arrival was really good, so that's a good sign right there, which earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay, as well as a WGA and a Critics' Choice Awards in the same category. Not like those awards really mean much to all of us out there, but he's done some good things that a lot of people have really enjoyed, myself. So like I said, this is one of the things that makes me cautiously optimistic. He also wrote Netflix's thriller Bird Box, starring Sandra Bullock, which obviously was great. If you have not watched Bird Box on Netflix, I highly recommend it. It was incredible. It was really well done. It was twisting and turning you the whole way. So like the fact that he wrote that and now he's writing and producing Pacific Rim, which is a little on the horror side of things, a little kind of thriller argument sense with the big kaiju monsters coming out of the deep and everything else. Like, I really do like that. That gives me a little bit of cautious optimism. So Legendary Television and Amazon are working on some other stuff, a Myrtle series. Anything know about that? I don't know. But needless to say, boys and girls, this does give me some cautious optimism. I do think this could end up potentially being good. With the resources at Amazon's disposal, with the kind of money they could throw at this for the graphics and the characters and the CGI and everything else, I think this could be absolutely phenomenal. Also, knowing Amazon's track record, depending on how many people they actually purged, besides Jennifer Sulke, this could end up going bad. But from everything I've heard, from everything the inside sources have said, and from everything the trade magazines have said, Jennifer Sulke really was the core problem, getting any of the kind of stuff that a lot of fans out there would actually like to see done well and properly, whether it be big stompy robots, whether it be, a Dread series that reportedly is coming out of them very soon as well. So a lot of this kind of stuff out there, it seems like Amazon MGM, now that Sulke is gone, does seem to be moving in the right direction. And for that, I will at least give them the benefit of the doubt. The Wicked Witch is finally gone, so I think they at least deserve some cautious optimism considering the pedigree of the people that they currently have behind this Pacific Rim series. And I, for one, am always down for some big stompy robots, especially when you can do them in live action and make them look as good as what they did in the first Pacific Rim movie. So I, for one, boys and girls, am at least cautiously optimistic. But at the end of the day, Amazon MGM, you have one group of people and one group of people only to answer to. Not your friends at all your cocktail parties, not all of the rest of those nut jobs out there that scream at you on social media. No, the fans and the audiences are all the only people that ever matter. So at the end of the day, stick to the source material. Give us good stompy robot action scenes with a great, wonderful story underneath all of it to connect the whole thing, and I promise you will end up being a success. But at the end of the day, the fans will decide. If you make the fans happy, we will make you rich. If not, well, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, MGM, you saw Rings of Power, didn't you?